Hey everybody, my name is Rydo, and today we will be starting a look back on the Assassin's Creed series. I will get into the details as to why we're looking back at a game from 2007 later, but let's really quickly show that we will be running this at 1080p, 1920 by 1080p. Now what's weird here is if you go one below 1080p, multi-sampling becomes an option to the right. So if you do this, you could do multi-sampling and have 3 frames, I guess, pre-sampled. But because we're doing the 1080p, it becomes turned off. Maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing, I don't know. Level of detail will be 4, quality will be 4. This game came out in 2007, it's 20... what year is it? Ooh, 2016 right now. So it's been 9 years. We're using an Xbox 360 controller. Notice there's no audio settings. At least not here. Odd. Anyway, so there's nothing else to set. Let's start Assassin's Creed, the very first one. Faceless people.
I applied my heart to know wisdom, and to know madness and folly. I perceived that this also was a chasing after wind. For in much wisdom is much grief. And he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow.
I didn't...
We've got a problem. I can't anchor him to the memory. Too much psychological trauma. He's rejecting the treatment, retreating.
Faceless people, somewhat.
Desmond, I need you to try and relax.
Let me try and stabilize him.
Can we grab someone?
Focus.
Apparently
Listen to
not.
the sound of my voice.
Yes?
Recognize that what you're seeing isn't real. Just a picture of the past. It can't hurt you.
It's not working.
Give it a moment, mister. He'll adjust. The first time is never easy.
So I'm just running around. Nice statue. I wonder if we see that anywhere else in the game.
We need to
So
pull him out.
you're just in a small room, and there's like
All right, Desmond. We're going
nowhere to
try
go.
very well.
Just wandering and seeing flashes of light, of pictures.
You okay?
I told you he'd be fine.
Bastards!
Now, I just saved your life.
Saved my life? You kidnapped me. You strapped me into that thing.
Animus. It's an animus.
I don't even know you people. Why are you doing this to me?
You have information we need, Mr. Miles.
Information? I'm a bartender, for Christ's sakes. What do you want me to do? Teach you how to mix a martini?
We know who you are, what you are.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't play coy with me. There isn't time. You're an assassin. And whether you realize it or not, you've got something that my employers want. Locked away in that head of yours.
But I'm not an assassin. Not anymore.
Yes, your file indicated as much. Something about an escape.
Way to keep
Most
up your secret
fortunate for
identity.
us.
What do you want from me?
For you to do as you're told. The Animus will allow us to locate what we need. Once we have it, you'll be free to go.
I am not going back in there.
Then we'll induce a coma and continue our work. When we're done, you'll be left to die. Truth be told, the only reason you're still conscious is because this approach saves us time.
You're insane.
So what is it, Mr. Miles? Live or die? Lie down.
Press any button to interact. Okay. Triggers work too.
A wise
Sticks
decision.
don't. Left stick and right stick didn't. D-pad didn't.
Whoa. Where am I?
You're in inside the Animus.
Which is...
It's a projector that renders genetic memories in 3 dimensions.
genetic memory.
Seems you'll need a bit of a tutorial. Very well. We'll start simple. What is a memory, Mr. Miles?
It's the recollection of a past event.
Specific to the individual remembering the event.
Yeah, sure.
What if I told you that the human body not only housed an individual's memory, but the memories of his ancestors as well? Genetic memory, if you will. Migration, hibernation, reproduction. How do animals know when and where to go? What to do?
That's just animal instinct.
Now you're arguing semantics, Mr. Miles. Whatever you call it, the fact remains. These creatures hold knowledge absent the requisite first-hand experience. I've spent the past 30 years trying to understand why. I discovered something most fascinating. Our DNA functions as an archive. It contains not only genetic instructions passed down from previous generations, but memories as well. The memories of our ancestors.
And the Animus lets you decode and read these DNA files.
Precisely.
But there's a problem. This is the specific memory we're trying to access. Unfortunately, when we try and open the memory, your mind withdraws. You lack the confidence to step into your ancestor's body. That's what happened earlier. You got knocked out of the target memory and pushed back to a more stable state.
Why?
It's your subconscious. It's resisting. We've found similar reactions among patients who undergo hypnosis to relive traumatic events. They can't jump directly into the specific memory. They need to be eased in. Even then, there can be problems.
So how do we fix it?
We find a memory you can synchronize with, and we move forward from there. You'll get used to it. This is the closest we can get, so it's where we'll have to start. I'm uploading the tutorial program now.
So that's the first of many dumb, like, things you have to assume, you have to ignore and accept for the Assassin's Creed series, is that humans have deep genetic memory
better acclimate you to the Animus's control system.
that they can remember
shortly.
entire lifetimes of
The
their
synchronization
ancestors.
bar represents how in sync you are with your ancestors' memories. If you ever fall completely out of sync, the Animus will restore you to your last synchronized position. You are currently dangerously close to desynchronization. Please follow all forthcoming instructions in order to restore system stability. The Animus utilizes a puppeteering concept to control the actions of your ancestor. I'm loading subroutines to validate your body's adaptation to the Animus. We will begin by exploring the default actions of each input.
So the puppeteering concept
While
is
standing still,
definitely
use the head button
groundbreaking
to observe
and
your environment.
then was kind of abandoned quickly. Look around and notice the people around you, the faceless people.
Good.
I had forgotten they were faceless at the beginning
Use
here.
your empty hand to walk through these jar carriers without causing them to drop what they're holding. Proceed to the marker to continue the synchronization process.
So you basically just hold it, and then it just automatically, carefully does. It kind of just plays the game for you. Any other game, walking through that would be this game of Frogger, where there'd be an opening and you'd have to just kind of walk like right here, and then wait for another opening, and all of that. Yeah, and I knocked over enough of them to reset it. They even kind of stop and get out of your way. It's kind of groundbreaking AI for the computers too, that they would stop and get out of your way. There was a lot of experimentation going on here. They really threw a lot of stuff at the wall.
Well done.
Although a lot of the stuff in this first game doesn't even make it to the second
The
game,
Animus differentiates between
let
two
alone the
fundamental
9th game
actions:
that we're on
low profile and
now.
high profile. Low profile actions are socially acceptable. High profile actions are more action oriented. Hold the high profile button to see how your heads-up display changes the context of the puppeteering inputs.
Really
Excellent.
doesn't much. Just highlights it.
We will continue your synchronization process by testing some high-profile actions. Grab and throw this individual onto the marker by using the empty hand button in high profile.
Now, it's an argument I'm going to make a lot about the Assassin's Creed series throughout all these games, that all of the information, all the computer stuff, all of the future stuff should
Using
just
your
not
legs
be in
button
this
in
game
high
at all.
profile will allow you to sprint.
And so
Sprinting
this
is
whole
useful to escape from soldiers or to get closer to a fleeing target. However, be careful not to bump into anyone, for you can lose your balance and tumble to the ground. While
this
sprinting, reach the marker before this man does.
So this whole
Well
game
done.
should have started at some tutorial, yes,
The Animus
to
will
explain
also
all of
provide
this,
other
but it
important
should have been
information.
just in
The social
the
status
main
icon
character,
gives you
Altair's,
information on your social
that's his name,
status.
Altair,
The different states will be explained
timeline.
in context soon. This icon appears when a soldier is looking at you. The yellow color means the soldier is either unaware or suspicious of who you are. To illustrate the change in awareness level, you will stealth assassinate this soldier. First, lock onto your target.
Press the left
Then
trigger,
select your hidden blade.
and then press up on the D-pad.
With your blade selected, walk up to the soldier and assassinate him by using your armed hand button.
Right up to him, and then... And that move right there is the thing that really sold Assassin's Creed. There was... If it wasn't for that one move and that one gameplay element, this series would not probably have succeeded at all. Of course, playing as an
The
assassin,
dead body has alerted the soldier and changed
you
his
have to
awareness
assassinate
form, as
somebody
represented
somehow.
by the red witness indicator. Aggressive actions or socially unacceptable behavior undertaken at this time will likely provoke an armed response. Provoke this soldier.
So,
Kill him! Kill the
Notice how the
assassin!
social status icon has changed to exposed. Use the latter and try to break the line of sight.
You think I'm...
Excellent. The line of sight has been broken. Now run into the roof garden to hide from the soldier. Good. Your social status indicates that you are hidden, but the soldier is still looking for you. Wait until your social status changes again.
now there's been plenty of stealth
This is
games that
pointless.
came before this game. I'm not sure if any of them
Well done.
were
The
so
soldier has
focused on
lost your
being able
track.
to
You are now
hide,
anonymous,
though,
and you can exit the hide spot.
and having
Excellent.
hide spots that are specifically set. I think
Being
previous
anonymous will fill
stealth
your
games really didn't
synchronization
have
bar
stuff like
and
that.
make your job as an assassin easier. There are different places which you can use to hide. However, you must always break the line of sight first, and then use a hide spot to vanish.
So the hay bales have stayed throughout the series of the game. Sitting spots probably,
Let us
Groups of
continue
monks,
with a
not so
demonstration
much.
of blend.
and
Blend can be activated with the passive use of your legs. You can mimic a scholar and pass near soldiers without arousing suspicion. Use this to reach the marker behind the soldiers.
so we press this, and you can just mimic a scholar at an incredibly slow pace. And you haven't changed your appearance at all, and you only slightly look like the scholars. So the guards are really, really dumb.
Now that you are fully synced, a new ability is available to you. Referred to as Eagle Vision, this sixth sense helped your ancestor understand the intentions of people around him.
And we have yet another game with some kind of scan mode that you'll end up playing. Actually, not that much of this game in Eagle Vision,
Well,
because it looks terrible and then it keeps it on. But I've played a lot of games where you're
remember,
almost always in
Eagle
scan
Vision will
modes.
only be available once you are fully synced. Please note that following the Assassin's Creed, your ancestor's way of life will assist you with staying in sync. The creed consists of 3 tenets. First, never hurt an innocent person. Second, always be discreet. Third, do not compromise the clan. Should you lose sync, you can restore synchronization by reliving key moments of your ancestor's life, or by respecting the creed. You have successfully completed the tutorial. The most stable memory block will now be loaded.
So the synchronization is just your life bar, really. But you lose life for doing things outside of the story, but not
Wait,
really as much as
there
you
must
would
be
think.
another way. This one need not die.
This is where the game should have started.
An excellent kill. Fortune favors your blade.
Not fortune, skill. Watch a while longer and you might learn something.
Indeed.
So we have these glitches
teach
that
you how
we
to
can see a
disregard
different
everything the
perspective.
masters
It's a
taught
little
us.
game
How would
inside
you
the
have done it?
I would not have
videos.
drawn attention to us.
I
I
wish
would not
that
have
didn't
taken the life of
exist.
an innocent.
I think it
What
went
I
away
would have
pretty
done is
fast,
follow the
too.
creed.
Nothing is true. Everything is permitted. Understand these words. It matters not how we complete our task, only that it's done.
But this is not the way
My way is better.
I will scout ahead. Try not to dishonor us further.
What is our mission? My brother would say nothing to me. Only that I should be honored to have been invited.
The Master believes the Templars have found something beneath the Temple Mount.
Treasure?
I do not know. All that matters is the Master considers it important. Else he would not have asked me to retrieve it.
So, like, right here's where the game should have begun. And they should have just blocked off ways. It almost feels like they felt like they were gonna run out of time finishing the game, or that they did run out of time finishing the game, because you have like these fog walls immediately. But no, they really decided to throw so much into the game. Oddly, there is no like search a dead body in the first game, I guess. At least not for that body. I could assassinate my own guy. It's somewhat worth pointing out that assassins are kind of a Muslim sect, and that's who we're playing as in the First Crusade. And Templars are kind of a Christian sect, but as far as this story goes, it's all just, they're both secret societies with their own little things they're trying to do that has really no connection to, I wonder if he fell because I was standing there, or what. It really has nothing to do with religion as we know it. There is some religious stuff in here, but it's a kind of this all like progenitor, like alien race religion stuff that I guess that's kind of a spoiler, but if you don't know any of the story of Assassin's Creed, it doesn't really matter because the story is just garbage. We will be playing as assassins for just all future times. I don't think you really get to play as a Templar really ever. There may be one game where you surprise war playing as a Templar or something, but they pretty much always show them as Templars are the bad guys and assassins are the good guys, although what makes one the good guy and what makes the other the bad guy really doesn't matter. So I could do a high profile kill, but it would be better to do a stealth kill. That's the code. There's nothing here, there's no picking up bodies. This is a real intro area.
There. That must be the Ark.
Notice how the
Ark
Eagle Vision stays in the...
Don't be silly. There's no such thing. It's just a story.
Then what is it?
Quiet. Someone's coming.
So, like, the Ark of the
I want us
Covenant
through this gate
immediately.
before sunrise. The sooner we possess it, the sooner we can turn our attention to those jackals at Masyaf.
Robert de Sable. His life is mine.
No. We were asked to retrieve the treasure and deal with Robert only if necessary.
He stands between us and it. I'd say it's necessary.
Discretion, Altair.
You mean cowardice.
Here
That man
we're
is our
going to
greatest
not
enemy.
be
And
discreet
here we have a
because
chance
the
to be
story
rid of him.
demands it.
You have already broken 2 tenets of our creed. Now you would break the 3rd. Do not compromise the Brotherhood.
I am your superior, in both title and ability. You should know better than to question me.
So, I don't think I really have a choice. I don't think I can just turn around and walk. I can't even walk out the door. So, the guy in gold is the one we're supposed to assassinate, and we have to try and assassinate him. And there's really no choice. I don't think I can just sit here, and I can't change my assassin blade off anything. I'm hitting the D-pad, and none of that's working. I can't even target him, and I can't... You'd think in a normal game you'd be able to walk up to these people and talk to them, but since what happened in the past is set, we kind of have to follow the story. But you know you're gonna get spotted. There's a guy right there and right there facing straight out. If we were in a regular level, there might be ways in which we could have climbed around and maybe dropped down on him, or run along the walls and drop down on him. The Assassin's Creed series is pretty much the replacement of a long-running series called Prince of Persia, which had pretty much the same movability skills to start off with, where you could run along walls and do things. But they started changing. They wanted to add story, they wanted to change things. Prince of Persia had gone many sequels and stopped selling. And now we've gone 9 main games and 12 side games of the Assassin's Creed series, and it just and they've decided to stop.
Hold, Templars! You are not the only ones with business here.
Releasing it every year,
Well,
so
this
they make sure
explains
the
my
games are
missing
good.
man. And what is it you want?
So, okay, we're gonna just come down here and talk to him. Press X for a low profile kill or a high profile kill. Either one's not gonna work. Can we not just talk to them? No, we can't. And so we're in this weird situation. Like, we know we're not supposed to kill him, but the game won't let me do anything otherwise because we are reliving a memory and we can't change the memory. So I could do high profile kill or low profile kill, and either one's gonna lose. So maybe high profile assassinate? I guess we'll go ahead and do it.
Blood.
No!
You know not the things in which you meddle, assassin. I spare you only that you may return to your master and deliver a message. The Holy Land is lost to him and his. He should flee now while he has the chance. Stay, and all of you will die.
Notice that he's missing a finger. That gets explained later that they have to.
Men, to arms! Kill the assassins!
So now I've gotten the other two killed, basically, because I'm trying to rush back to that spot and it's not going to work. No amount of speed is going to reach. What is very often in Assassin's Creed is holding the right trigger and pressing A is the solution to getting to any point, and it's just kind of all automated. I'm not hitting any buttons, I'm not doing anything, I'm just pressing upward and holding the
Skipping part
right
of
trigger.
memory to a more recent one.
And that's the memory. And it skips to the next part.
Altair, you've returned.
Raouf.
It is good to see you unharmed. I trust your mission was a success.
Is the Master in his tower?
Yes, buried in his books as always. No doubt he expects you.
My thanks, brother.
Safety and peace, Altair.
On you as well.
So one of the things that wasn't really in the Prince of Persia series was a heavy influence on collectibles, and because of that there is quite a lot of them in this. There's like, I think 300 feathers to collect in this game. Because I'm doing a retrospective, and because it doesn't really give an achievements on the Steam, the only thing I think collecting all the collectibles would do would be to give us maybe some additional memories that I think if I was going to try and get all of those, I need to do that off screen as its own separate playthrough. It's not really going to change much because what happens in the story isn't super important in the long run. They change a lot when they come out with Assassin's Creed 2, and they introduce a totally different character that was very popular, a lot more popular than Altair, and he gets 3 games to himself before Assassin's Creed 3 comes out, and we're into a third character. We're making our way up here and looking around the first open area. But there was 4 games out already before Assassin's Creed 3 came out, and then Assassin's Creed 4 has come out, and then they stopped naming them, I think. Or did they ever name one 4? I did some research, but there was so much research you could have done with the series, with so many different games. All over they are going to come out with a numbered one, but they've been, for the past couple of years, they had Syndicate, Unity, and Black Flag, which is always a miserable way to name your games, because which one's first, Syndicate, Unity, or Black Flag? There's definitely a lot of acrobatics you can do. I wonder if there's just no flags in this section yet. I'm not seeing any. Just jump out this other side and... Well, that would be a weird way to try to enter, actually. The amount you can make in a jump is pretty far. You have to fall quite a bit to have fall damage. There are Templars walking around, basically, or some kind of guards walking around. Whether they're assassin guards or not, it kind of doesn't even matter, because they'll still attack you if you do something wrong, like if I stab this random person, which you could do. It's just there's no reason whatsoever in the game that you would do that. People are here mostly just so you can blend in with them. So if you do a blend and you get, normally it's like 3 people together in a group, you will eventually sometimes allow you to hide and show that you're hidden. Maybe it doesn't show it the way it does in future games, like, because right here the only way you know you're hidden is the top left icon, whereas if I come up in this group, well, I trigger a cutscene. I would definitely recommend nobody get their history from the Assassin's Creed series. Assassins and Templars did exist in at least some form in the real world, but they obviously go way out of it. Look at these clothing, the robes. How there's like one section that's just always sticking out. It's always the same. Weird. It doesn't do it on mine, but it's doing it on all the other people. So basically, we're working towards our boss to get yelled at by the boss because we got our friends killed, but we couldn't control it. So the game pretty much immediately takes so much agency away from you, which is a term that's become somewhat popular. Just having no control of the story, and it being blatantly obvious that you have no control of the story when you can't do anything but assassinate the guy. We don't know this guy's personality.
At last. Abbas.
So we have no
Where
idea
are the others?
or reason.
Did you ride ahead hoping to be the first one back? I know you are loath to share the glory. Silence is just another form of a sin.
Have you nothing better to do?
I bring word from the Master. He waits for you in the library. Best hurry. No doubt you're eager to put your tongue to his boot.
Another word and I'll put my blade to your throat.
There'll be plenty of time for that later, brother.
It's kind of funny too. He's clean shaven and kind of white looking compared to these other people. Which, depending if he was really a Muslim, most Muslims it's not allowed to be clean shaven, unless there was some medical reason for it. There's a fighting ring where we could hone our fighting skills a little bit more, but you kind of don't use them much. Like, I don't think this bald guy with a beard would be with it either.
It is an honor.
Here's our cool Assassin's Creed symbol without that square. That square actually never gets used again.
The Master waits within.
mean, even most Middle Eastern people wouldn't look like Altair. But again, like I say, don't try to get any real history from this. This thing is way wrong. They did whatever they wanted to, and they just said it in a decent time frame that doesn't get covered much. It's just kind of a shame it gets covered so poorly here.
Altair.
Master.
Come
Seems
forward.
like some cutscenes you
of
can
your
actually control your movement. Like, you see how
I
you
trust
can.
you have recovered the Templar's treasure.
There was some trouble, Master. Robert de Sable was not alone.
When does our work ever go as expected? It's our
So I
ability
can
to
just walk
adapt
back and
that makes
forth?
us who we are.
This time it was not enough.
What do you mean?
I have failed you.
The treasure?
Lost to us.
And Robert?
Escaped.
I send you, my best man, to complete a mission more important than any that has come before. And you return to me with nothing but apologies and excuses.
I did.
Do not speak! Not another word! This is not what I expected. We'll need to mount another force.
I swear to you I'll find him. I'll go in.
No! You do nothing. You've done enough. Where are Melik and Kadar?
Dead.
No! Not dead.
Melik?
I still live at least.
And your brother?
Gone. Because of you!
Robert threw me from the room. There was no way back. Nothing I could do.
Because you would not heed my warning! All of this could have been avoided! And my brother would still be alive!
I totally agree with
Your
him.
arrogance nearly cost us victory today.
Nearly?
I've what your favorite failed to find. Here. Take it. Though it seems I've returned with more than just their treasure.
Master, we are under attack. Robert de Sable lays siege to Masyaf's village.
So he seeks a battle. Very well. I'll not deny him. Go. Inform the others. The fortress must be prepared. As for you, Altair, our discussion will have to wait. You must make for the village. Destroy these invaders. Drive them from our home.
It will be done.
Fast forwarding memory to a more recent one.
So just fast forwards here. We're already in a battle, so no more slowing down or any of that. Just straight running. So what they really
Altair,
wanted was
it's good you've come. We need your help.
egg on
What's
top
happened?
of the ark,
Templars.
not the ark.
They attacked the village.
And we'll
Most
see
of our people
why
were able to get away.
basically at the end
Most,
of the game.
but not all.
What do you need me to do?
Distract the Templars. Keep them occupied while I rescue those still trapped inside.
As you wish.
So he told us to distract the Templars. Alright, we'll run this way and distract them. Hidden blade, fist, throwing knives, and sword. Sword is probably the best weapon that you could have in an open combat. It's gonna just be a little bit faster and quicker. All these cutscenes seem to just be in here. In engine. Now, I have no idea what I'm doing, I'm just kind of tapping X. There is some trick to it, but I'm not sure I know what it is, because I have to refresh now. Seems like it's mostly working. Well, surprisingly, so we're trying to get these guys. They never mention like Crusaders. It may be that this is just that one of the brief periods of time where there aren't any Crusades going on.
Let him get away!
But like press and hold right trigger to deflect attacks. And it keeps on saying reinitializing as we're running here towards more fights. Was there a number of people I was supposed to take out, or am I just supposed to get to this point?
Break off the attack and return to Masyaf! Al-Mu'alim commanding!
They're shutting the gate.
Fast forward in memory to a more recent one.
And then just fast forwarding. It's hard to not feel like there are just sections of this game that are unfinished.
Altair, come. Al-Mu'alim's not done with us yet.
Where are we going?
Up there. We've a surprise planned for our guests. Just do as I do. It should become clear soon enough.
This is really messed up what we're about to do, but definitely kind of funny too. And it kind of points a great point where your boss could have gotten rid of you very easily if he wanted to.
Stand on that platform, Altair.
See, we're synchronized, now recording the memory.
Heretic! Return what you have stolen from me!
You've no claim to it, Robert. Take yourself from here before I'm forced to thin your ranks further.
You play a dangerous game!
I assure you, this is no game.
So be it! Bring forth the hostage! Your village lays in ruins, and your stores are hardly endless. How long before your fortress crumbles from within? How disciplined will your men remain when the wells run dry and their food is gone?
My men do not fear death, Robert. They welcome it, and the rewards it brings.
Good. Then they shall have it all around.
Follow me, and do so without hesitation.
Show this fool knight what it is to have no fear. Go to God!
Oh, my leg! Ah! Oh, my leg!
Quiet, or the Templars will hear us.
So he broke his leg, jumping in the leap of faith. Fortunately for you, that will never happen. As long as there's a hay bale,
I'll stay behind
from
and tend to
any
him. You'll have to go ahead without us. The ropes there will bring you to a trap we've set. Go and release it. Rain death upon our enemies.
So it's like, oops. I believe I actually did that the first time I played the game too. Just getting on that beam.
Oh, my leg!
And that's what happens when you die.
Oh, my leg!
Quiet, or the Templars will hear us.
So we're going to set a trap.
I'll stay behind and tend to him. You'll have to go ahead without us. The ropes there will bring you to a trap we've set. Go and release it. Rain death upon our enemies.
So I still have my sword. I could go like this, I could do throwing knives, or I could do fists. It almost never suits you to use your fists. Or the throwing knives sometimes are useful, but actual bare knuckle fighting doesn't really have any reason to exist in the main game, in the first game. Eventually, around I think the third game, they introduce boxing clubs and you will do some bare knuckle boxing. Then a lot of elements have been added to the Assassin's Creed series over the years. In fact, so many elements now, it is at this point where you don't even really have to do what I'm doing right now, which is maneuvering up a building. It was a groundbreaking, let's see, jump here, technology that they figured out, where the 3D models of the level can just automatically be determined whether you can actually grab onto something and climb. So before this point, you would have had to program every single bit as climbable. Now it just kind of automatically figures it out. So there is still some puzzle there, because I had to figure out whether to go left or right, and what other things I needed to do, whether I needed to hop or not hop or what. So attack this. Big old tree trunks crushing all.
To a more recent one.
You did well to drive Robert from here. His force is broken. It shall be a long while before he troubles us again. Tell me, do you know why it is you are successful? You listened. Were it that you'd listened in Solomon's temple, Altair, all of this would have been avoided.
I did as I was asked.
No, you did as you pleased. Malik has told me of the arrogance you displayed, your disregard for our ways.
What are you doing?
There are rules. We are nothing if we do not abide by the Assassin's Creed. 3 simple tenets, which you seem to forget. I will remind you. First and foremost, stay your blade.
From the flesh of an innocent. I know.
And stay your tongue, unless I give you leave to use it. If you are so familiar with this tenet, then why did you kill the old man inside the temple? He was innocent. He did not need to die. Your insolence knows no bounds. Make humble your heart, child, or I swear I'll tear it from you with my own hands.
He is kind of being holding
the
back.
second tenet is that which gives us strength.
Knows the sword
High
too
in
doesn't
plain
animate
sight.
very well.
Let the
Goes
people
right
mask
into
you
the
such that you become one
belt.
with the crowd. Do you remember? Because as I hear it, you chose to expose yourself, drawing attention before you'd struck. The third and final tenet, the worst of all your betrayals. Never compromise the Brotherhood. Its meaning should be obvious. Your actions must never bring harm upon us, direct or indirect. Yet your selfish act beneath Jerusalem placed us all in danger. Worse still, you brought the enemy to our home. Every man we've lost today was lost because of you.
I don't
I'm
know
sorry.
if he really deserves
Truly I
that.
am. But I cannot abide a traitor.
I am not a traitor.
Your actions indicate otherwise. And so you leave me no choice. Peace be upon you, Altair.
He stabbed him.
He's experiencing a far better adoption rate than the other subjects.
I'm still
And
pulling
we're
him
back
out.
to this
He's
stuff
been in there
that
way
shouldn't
too long.
exist.
No, not yet. We're still so far from where we need to be.
We shouldn't risk it.
What's another hour or two?
Why don't we discuss this in the conference room? Give Desmond a minute to stretch his legs.
I really don't see the need.
Warren, please.
Fine.
So this room is really weird in just how white it is, and everything is painted white. It makes no sense. I get the theme, but it's just ridiculous. So we don't have eagle vision here. We can just go in first place mode. You can sort of try to look out the windows, but it's just brightness. Can we need to figure out some stuff, so let's see if we can hack something. Nope. And it's just this like a loft room. Here's some supercomputers. We can't hear them really. They're way over there talking. This whole section makes like no sense for almost all the game that you're wandering around these areas. Press any button to interact with this.
Man, I can't even change my clothes.
Like,
I don't appreciate your questioning my authority in front of the prisoner. There's a word for that. I believe it's called insubordination.
And I don't appreciate you trying to kill him. There's a word for that, too. I believe it's called stupid.
Lucy, this isn't my decision. I don't set the deadlines, but I'm smart enough not to challenge them. Do you want to wind up like Layla?
I know the accident has everyone on edge.
Which is why there's no time to coddle him.
If you push him too hard, he'll shut down, and then we'll have nothing.
We have nothing now.
But we will. You just need to have a little faith.
Fine, but I want you thinking of ways to improve his staying power. We can't afford to stop every time the man breaks a sweat. It's bad enough we have to traipse through all of these useless memories.
Useless memories. So we did a little bit of spying here. Just to almost like prison facility with a queen bed. Interesting. What is the indication when you have such a big bed in a prison? Suppose we could try to escape. But here you see the doors are completely stuck. So you're not really gonna get any story here. I will just spoil it right here. You barely make it throughout what is a very long game, if you make it a very long game. You barely make it out of this door in the real modern time. And that's it. That's as far as you get. And everything else in modern time is painfully slowly given to the characters. You have things like
we're done
even
for today,
by the
Mr.
fourth
Miles.
game,
I
you
suggest
really
you
haven't
return
done
to your
much.
room and get some rest.
And so this is kind of the end of the first section, as we're gonna sleep, which is a really weird just like way to indicate the end.
Damn it, they locked the door.
This feels almost like a point and click adventure game in 3D, where you're just wandering around looking at stuff. You can see there's cameras everywhere, cameras in the bathroom, every angle they could see you. So they pretty much saw you right there, listening in too. Man, that thing's not even a queen, that's a king. And then we get a flash, and then the following morning.
Gotta say, that's a little creepy, Doc. Waking up to you standing over me. You been watching me sleep?
We're always watching you. Now get up. We've got a lot of work to do.
Ooh, wonder who I get to kill today.
Don't be so cavalier. Your ancestors almost had the right idea, Mr. Miles. If the deaths of a few people, evil people, no less, could save the lives of thousands more, well, it seems a small sacrifice.
What do you mean, almost?
They didn't go far enough. To use a rather tired analogy, corruption is no different than cancer. cut out the tumors, but fail to treat the source and, well, you're buying time at best. There's no true change to be had without comprehensive, systemic intervention.
Chemo for the masses.
Education, re-education, to be more precise. But it's not easy, and it doesn't always take.
Let me guess. You've got a better solution. What is it then?
Now that would be telling.
So, in this first hour of Assassin's Creed gameplay, as we can pause here, and I guess there is no audio options at all, interestingly enough. Odd. You really don't see any of the good parts of Assassin's Creed in the first hour. They try to get it to you, but they fail miserably just to explain the puppeteering system, to explain the story in the past, to explain the story in the present, so that you even kind of understand it, to explain the glitch system in the cutscenes, which is a pointless system. It's just to make sure you don't put down the controller and go to the bathroom, and it's dumb. Just dumb. I think it's also kind of dumb that we have control of the character in the game's cutscenes. I like in-game cutscenes because, particularly now that I'm running this game at 1080p, and when I played it on Xbox 360, it wasn't at 1080p. Now the resolution goes up a little bit, the graphics quality goes up a little bit. Eventually, the textures and assets in the game will make that impossible to go any further up, but that might be at 4K, that might be at 8K, depending on the engine. Who knows how high it could really go before it started to fall apart under its own weight. But when you are doing in-game cutscenes, I think you need to take control away from the player. That's what a cutscene is. You shouldn't have me walking back and forth, just being silly. We will play as Altair, spoiler. He's not dead yet for the whole game. It would be kind of weird if we played as one guy and then moved on to the next guy. Certainly could have done it. We, throughout the series of Assassin's Creed, do that, where we play as this guy, which I don't believe they've even said his name yet. We play mostly as this guy, remembering the past of other family members of his throughout the generations, and maybe some of the games we play as other people's memories too. It stops being more focused around the future stuff and starts to focus just on the actual story they want to tell, which is always set in the past. Anyways, that's where I'm going to end this recording. We will start right back here. I end all my recordings the same way. I ask you to like this video, I ask you to share it with your friends, I ask you to comment if you want to, and I ask you to watch every second of my videos, because all of that tells YouTube that my videos are good and interesting, and then they suggest it to more people. If you want to support me even further than that, you can click on my name, Rydo. That'll take you to my main YouTube page. On the right is a blue button that says support this channel. You can click that and make a donation, which would be very much appreciated. And then also on my main YouTube page is a playlist tab, and you can click that and see a playlist for every game I've ever covered. It is going to be a definitely long journey to catch up with all the Assassin's Creed games. I'm going to attempt to do 2 a year until we are up to the current ones. Maybe I'll even cover the current ones once I can really budget for those too. But I want to get this entire series covered because it does show almost a decade of improvement, 9 years of improvement right now. It shows it is one of the longest running series that is story based. There of course have been Call of Duty games that probably had a longer run, and there have been many sports games that come out every year, but they're not particularly story based, so there's not anything that you could do there. Uh, but it does show a lot of change, and this is still a very popular series, uh, depending on which one that comes out. And then finally, down below in the description box, I want to let you know I have links to all my social media sites. So if you friend and follow me on those, you'll see right when the new videos come out. So friend and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Google+. Friend me on Steam. Friend me on Battle.net too. I want more friends on those things. And then thank you for watching, because I do very much appreciate it. And have a good evening. Bye.